The Velveteen Dream.
Oh boy, what in the world has he done now?
He has issued a public video apology.
Oh, for what?
Let me set the stage. He's outdoors. This appears to be in a park of some sort. There's a facility in the distance with some trucks.
Facility?
There are trees.
Is there a wall around it and men with white coats patrolling?
There's not. He is wearing a camouflage-ish vest and a cap, and here's the Velveteen Dream.
As you've probably seen or have heard over the course of the last few years, I want to apologize for my behavior. Both professionally and personally, I always preach to those closest to me about the power of accountability and responsibility, and I take full accountability for my behavior over the last 3 years of my life. When narratives were written about me, it doesn't matter. It didn't matter what was written about me. It doesn't matter what was said about me. It doesn't matter what's on the internet about me. I was wrong. Okay? And because of that, I need to apologize to a few people. First, I want to apologize to the WWE organization. I want to apologize to the WWE organization for any unwanted attention and negative press that I brought to your brand and your product. I want to apologize to the WWE fans and the Velveteen Dream fans, because when you hear the name Velveteen Dream, it should have only been spoken about in a productive and a positive light. Not the name Patrick Clark as another statistic of what happens when talent and opportunity meet immaturity. Okay? That's not what you spend your hard-earned money on. It's not what you invest your time and your money in. When you look on the TV and you come to the shows, you should escape reality, not have to deal with mine.
Let me stop this for a second.
Wow.
Now, again, to be fair, and I don't have it in front of me, I believe he previously was dealing with accusations of some sort of dealings with an underage minor. I mean, I guess a minor is underage, but
and three women and a fucking person.
It was an underage person. I don't even remember if it was a boy or a girl, to be honest.
Hold on, I think that was sending pictures back and forth or whatever. It wasn't like he was down to elementary school, but he had a problem also at a tanning salon or goddamn health spa or whatever, where he got in an argument and they asked him to leave and he wouldn't. They called the cops, and he had some various issues. And a lot of it was, he was making his own headlines there. But from what he has said so far, that's about one of the most grown-up, adult, fucking responsible statements I've heard anybody make in the wrestling business.
Well, there's more. Let's go back to this. And I agree with you.
I want to apologize to the WWE and the fans. I want to apologize to Paul Levesque. Paul, you are such an understanding and patient man and leader, and getting the opportunity to work with you and to learn from you, I get the sense of what makes you who you are and how you've been able to handle the responsibility of being in the public light for such a long time. I want to apologize to you, Paul. I'm sorry. Also, I want to say I'm sorry to Shawn Michaels. Shawn, it's still beyond me that I've been having the opportunity in this lifetime to learn from you, to have your mentorship and your guidance. And I apologize if you feel like you've wasted your time and your energy investing into me. You have not. I'm still a work in progress. I'm still learning, and I remember all the lessons that you've taught me. Shawn, I'm sorry.
Let me stop real quick. This is the greatest apology video I've ever seen in my life.
I'm stunned. I'm amazed. Yes.
Wow. Well, let's go back to this. There's more.
My best friend, Tahuti Miles, I want to apologize to you because before you were tied to me publicly for the support you've given me and you continue to give me, your resume was impeccable. And I apologize for any smudges that I may have put on that resume because of my behavior. You're the last person that should have to deal with anything like that, and I'm sorry, man. I want to apologize to my family, my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, my nieces and my nephews, because you may read things, you may hear about things, you may be confronted by people who you don't know. and you might feel the need to explain yourselves on my behalf. I just want you to know that you do not have to do that, ever. No one should have to explain anything for Patrick Clark. No one should have to trend because of Patrick Clark. No one should have to answer the questions, where's Patrick now? What did Patrick do? What happened with Patrick? That's not your responsibility, and I don't want you to feel burdened with that responsibility. Let
me pause. Okay, the plane is in the video. I was like, is there a plane going over my head? What the fuck is happening?
He's in the park. He's in the park.
That's right.
But again, of course, now, the way that he framed, maybe it's just he's misspeaking with the tense, but is there something else he's expecting to come out, or is he talking about the things that people have talked about in the past he's trying to make amends for, right? Did I just misunderstand his tenses?
I have to think that's what it is. And again, there's a little bit more that will play here. I have to say, he seems composed. He seems...
Yeah, very, very sober and somber.
No, but looking at him too, like, you're not saying like this is a guy who's fucked up right now or anything. He seems like he's really got his shit together, at least from appearances point of view. But let's go back to the end of the Velveteen Dream Patrick Clark apology video.
That's my responsibility, okay? And I apologize to you all for any energy, negative energy that has had to come your way because of me, okay? Again, I want to apologize to the fans and those in my professional and personal life that I've affected by my behavior. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I recognize that I was losing myself, and I apologize to anyone that I lost along the way, anyone that I've upset or offended because of my behavior. Man, I'm sorry. And I hope you all forgive me. Thank you.
Well, there it is. And boy, that's
who's his doctor? Who's working with him? Holy shit.
That's the best babyface promo I've ever heard in my life.
Yes. Well, there you have it. Well, it's good to know that that he's straightened out whatever his issue was that was causing the situations.
What do you think a wrestler should have to do? And, it's different today than it was in the past, very clearly, to get a second chance. Something like this. And again, not even going into the details of what he's been accused of, because I'm not even sure exactly what happened, as we talked about earlier. But the idea of doing something like this, doing it very publicly, would that entice you to give him a chance? And, maybe on probation, secret probation, see how it works out? Like, what do you think of this video? Should there be anything from the wrestling business in return?
Well, again...
He never says what he's apologizing for.
Well, no, but I think just for being a general fuck up, maybe he was on pills. Maybe he just, as he said, immaturity. Maybe he thought he was a big star and he could just act anyway. Whatever the case, right? It's happened before with various people in show business. It's harder now. Again, in the territory days, you probably had a more personal relationship with the booker or the promoter or one of the boys could come to the boss and say, hey, can we give old, Zeb a chance or whatever the fuck? He stopped drinking or this and that, or he got rid of that wife who's driving him crazy. And that's the way, guys, but with a national company and he made headlines and obviously, they didn't feel the need to retain his services. I think at some point you have to look like, has he ever wrestled anywhere but the WWE developmental system? I would think he would have to go out and get booked with some people on independent shows to show that he can show up, that he's not going to call bad attention to him. If he wants to, maybe he's just apologizing. He doesn't give a shit about wrestling. He's going to do something else. But he can't expect to walk right back into the WWE before he goes back to the Toledo Mud Hens and shows he can show up on time and still run the bases or whatever the sports analogies might be.
According to Wikipedia, before he went to WWE for Tough Enough and then training, he was wrestling. He's from DC, was wrestling for MCW, so that's Maryland, I believe, right?
Okay, well, but I'm right now though. I'm talking about
Oh.
since he's. You don't hear about the Velveteen Dream anymore, or formerly known as, or whatever. So, if he's been working on himself and getting his shit together, as it sounds like he has, maybe he hadn't been wrestling at all. But I don't think he could just expect to walk into the WWE before he proves that he can do this once in a while at a local level and nothing particularly bad happens.
All right, well, that was the live update of the news that's happening now as we review all the big news that happened last week as we
Excellent
get caught
apology, though. One of the better apologies in the history of apologizing.
People usually don't do that. You know, when they apologize, it's a private thing. It's maybe a thing in hushed tones. That's very out there. I mean, it's a bold move, that's for sure.
Maybe he's sorry.
Maybe he's sorry. Potentially he's sorry.